Today I'm reviewing the LG InstaView Smart Fridge. Now before I get started, there are a lot of different models, all with varying features. For instance, the ice maker. Some of them have handles. As you can see, mine doesn't have handles. Some models come with the craft ice feature where you can make all different types of ice, an ice maker in the freezer. Some come with a separate drawer in the middle, which you can assign to be either a refrigerator or a freezer. So there's tons of models. The features get all shuffled around depending on which model you choose, as well as different sizes. So in our case, we chose the best refrigerator to fit our needs, which had a best combination of features. First of all, the size of this particular one is 30.7 cubic feet. It was the largest one we can get to fit our cabinet. So size was very important to us. We didn't really care as much about novelty features such as craft ice. The filtered water dispenser is very important, and this one also has an ice maker in the freezer. I actually probably would have preferred handles, but we aren't in a huge space here, so we were happy to omit them. It can actually get a bit overwhelming, so it might be a good idea to go through all the features that LG offers and prioritize them. Then choose the one that has as many of the features you want as possible. So I'm going to tell you as much as I can about this refrigerator, and hopefully it will help you make a decision. Okay, so first of all, the overall design, I love it. I know initially my wife was concerned because she didn't want to have this big black rectangle in the kitchen, but I really liked it and I can be persistent, so here it is. Now this does have the fingerprint resistant finish, which is good. It doesn't really get normal fingerprints. Obviously, if you have food on your hands though and you wipe it off on the refrigerator, it's going to remain there. The door, however, definitely gets more fingerprinty than the stainless steel part, but it's really easy to clean. I love doing that. But yeah, this is extremely easy to clean. I love the way it looks personally. And of course, you have to start off by talking about the InstaView feature. You just knock, and it lights up and shows you what's inside. Now, is this a useful feature or just a novelty feature? Well, I guess it's a little useful. If you're the person that stands with the fridge open, just staring inside, letting all the air out, well, yeah, then it's useful. If not, it's not. Just to be completely honest, I don't use it that much, but I'm glad that it's there. Every once in a while I will. You can't really see inside the entire refrigerator either. I mean, if you have a full fridge, you're not going to look through there and see what's on this side of the fridge in the back. I would say in my case, it's a little more novelty than useful, but I like that it's there and I like showing it off. I mean, come on, that's really cool. So yeah, it's not the most useful thing, but I like having it and I like showing it off. And I would say one of the biggest reasons we went with this fridge is this. Not that you could knock on the window. The fact that you can press this button here and just open the outside of the door. And this is amazing because we're constantly going for milk all the time, which comes out very easily. We were wondering if it had enough space here, but it pulls out very easily. Milk, half and half, apple juice, things that we reach for all the time. So it's really nice to be able to have that feature without letting all the cold air out all the time. And yeah, you can just press the button on the bottom. It opens up very easily. It's very light. The kids could use it very easily to access milk or apple juice. Or you can just open the entire door. Love it. That is literally the best feature and the reason why we purchased this one. There aren't that many refrigerators that have that. Okay, now this is the inside. I just went food shopping too, and we have a family of 4 with 2 boys. We go through a lot of food, but the shelves are great. They have a lot of different shelves. You can put them in different positions. We made this one a little slimmer for eggs and butter. We made this one a little taller to keep our milk in there. It's beeping, of course, to tell us it's been open for too long. And if I leave it open even longer, I'm going to get a notification on the app. But this space is absolutely enormous in this refrigerator. I mean, I have 4 half-gallons of milk back there. So yeah, just so you could look at these drawers, like this is so deep back here. Oh, I didn't even see those blueberries. It's just such a deep drawer. Same thing if you look at the deli drawer. Look at how far that comes out. And yeah, these, I thought these were going to be too skinny and useless, but I got some hot sauces in here, some squeezy yogurts. Same thing in these. These are a little wider. You got ketchup, sriracha. So yeah, these are very useful. Obviously, this side is much larger. The other thing too is you can actually slip this off, and there's the water filter, so you can replace the filter. Very convenient. Really good space. And again, this is the 30.7 cubic foot model, and we got this model because of the size. Lots of space. There's a fresh air filter in the back. I'm also going to open this up to show you the ice maker. This is the ice maker for the door. This comes out as well. Everything's very easy to take in and put out. There's actually even another drawer. Wow. I didn't even know this was there. There's these little doors on the bottom. We've had this fridge for almost 6 months. I did not even realize those were there. But again, I love the fridge, the build quality. It looks really nice and solid on the inside. Everything's great. It also has the panel right here that gives you all the options. You could control certain features through the app. Okay, let's go ahead and open up that freezer too. Now this is a very big, deep freezer. And in addition to all this, there's also the top part. Sorry, it's a little bit messy, where you can keep some more easy to reach things. We got some cookies and popsicles, and we also have an ice maker right here. This ice maker is extremely important because if we're having people over, a party, we just want to get some quick ice, you know, rather than sitting here at the dispenser, it's nice to have this in addition. But yeah, I'm really happy with the amount of freezer space. Again, another reason we opted to go for this refrigerator. Huge refrigerator, huge freezer. We didn't feel like we needed the extra middle drawer. It also opens and closes very nicely. There's a little button here to press. So it's just very easy to open and close. I'm also going to add that the temperature is very accurate in the refrigerator and the freezer. I don't think I adjusted it at all. I think we just left it the way it came, but everything is a perfect temperature, and especially the freezer. With our old freezer, if I took out like ice cream, for example, I couldn't even get the spoon in. I'd have to like chop away at it or just let it sit there and soften. But if I take ice cream out of this freezer, the spoon sinks right in there beautifully and I can start eating it right away. Not that I eat ice cream that often. And the temperature isn't too high or anything because my meat, as you probably saw in there, was frozen solid. So temperature-wise, it was set perfectly from factory settings for our use. I think it's perfect, both the refrigerator and the freezer. It's consistent. It does a really great job at its number one function, cooling and freezing. Okay, moving on to the water and ice dispenser, which is filtered. I love that. I really love drinking filtered water. It works very nicely. Delicious. There are a few things to point out, both positive and negative. First of all, the spout is kind of in a place where I wasn't used to it being. So a lot of times if I'm taking a larger bottle and I'm not looking, I'm going to end up splashing water all over the floor. Also, some refrigerators have a little grating that catches water that you spill from it. This one doesn't. It just has a flat surface on the bottom. And that's kind of annoying because if you spill water, it just goes all over the floor. I probably would have preferred if it had that grating and the little tub that catches the water. I don't know why they didn't put it. Maybe it's possible because if you don't clean it, it might get kind of gross. I don't really know. So you know, it doesn't matter that much. You just become more accurate at pulling your water. And certainly not a deal breaker. I don't have buyer's remorse because of that one thing. So one of the things that I wasn't crazy about is the way it switches from water to ice. First of all, it has water, cubed ice, and crushed ice. And at first I was like, what is this? Is this a dial? And then I'm sitting here like, okay, I want ice. Let me press the ice button. But the button's actually in the middle on the water. So you basically press it here and it changes to ice, crushed, and cubed. Again, once you have it in your home, you're gonna get used to it anyway, but just a beginner learning curve. Okay, so let's start with the cubed ice. So one of the things, I don't know if you noticed, but some pieces of ice actually flew out, very small pieces, and some of them landed on the bottom here. This ice too, these ice cubes aren't that big. I actually thought it was crushed ice for a second, but these are very small ice cubes, which I like. I prefer them small. I mean, I'm actually more of a crushed ice guy anyway. But yeah, it's pretty good. But one of the things you have to get used to is that the water spout is closer and the ice is further back. So if you're getting water and you hold this further back, the spout actually might spill water out. If you're trying to get ice and it's too far forward, the ice may shoot out, and it's very important on crushed ice. So let's switch this over to crushed. So yeah, if I hold it where the water is, it's gonna get a little bit messy. See, like there's pieces of ice falling out. There's some right on the bottom tray here. So you really have to push it towards the back. So right there, I had pretty much no mess. So you just got to realize that the water is a little bit more forward and the ice is a little bit further back. Again, once you own a fridge like this, you're going to get used to it, but your guests might end up spilling all over the floor. So, and then this is what the crushed ice looks like. Smaller. I like crushed ice. It's great. And then, like I said, there's also ice in the freezer. So there's 2 ice makers, at least in our version of the fridge. And it's really great to have in case you have parties and you just want a bunch of ice without everybody having to go into the door. So there are other models that come with a craft ice maker. It has cubed, crushed, it has these big balls of ice that you can drop into a cocktail. It's a cool feature to have, but it wasn't in this particular one, and I didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. It's kind of a novelty. Plus my wife and I aren't big drinkers either, so maybe if you enjoy coming home and having a nice rusty nail, it would be ideal for you. But for us, again, that was a novelty feature, so we were okay passing on it. Now, this refrigerator does have a lot of smart features as well, and for that, I'm going to go through the app with you. And I have to say, I don't use most of them. For example, it will notify me if the ice is older than 7 days and needs to be replaced, which, sorry, but I've never heard of this. I'll leave ice in there for a year. It's ice. Call me crazy, but that's not something I'm concerned with. I think the most important smart feature is when my phone tells me that the refrigerator door was left open. That's really the big one. But yeah, let's dive into the app. Okay, let's open the app. Now I've already added my refrigerator, and it's great because there's all sorts of information. You can see the temperature of the refrigerator and the freezer. It says the temperature is well maintained. You can change the temperature if you want. Very nice. It has the Ice Plus feature, which is if you need to make ice in a hurry, like let's say you don't have enough ice and you have a bunch of guests coming over, you can turn on Ice Plus and it'll speed up the process. You can see the details of the ice maker, like the door is making ice right now and the ice maker in the freezer is full. So there's the Smart Learner feature. I haven't really paid attention to this much. I do keep it on, but it has Smart Ice Plus. It analyzes your usage patterns to increase or decrease the ice production. Same thing with Smart Fresh Air and Energy Saving Mode. So since it's smart, I just turn it on, I let it do its thing. I haven't paid attention to this. Night view, this is something if you'd like your refrigerator light to be dimmed at certain hours, like let's say it's in the middle of the night or you're just waking up and your eyes are still sleepy, you don't want a bright light in your face, that doesn't bother me, so I haven't used this feature myself. There's also the Sabbath mode. I don't observe that, so I also haven't used that. And then there's the seasonal energy saver, where the defrost function will occur outside of the peak usage hours. So pretty useful, but these are settings I don't really touch. It's constantly getting updated with new features, which is nice. These are a list of your notifications. Again, my favorite is that the refrigerator door is left open. The fact that that can notify my phone is amazing. Now, it does beep, of course, but I've had it left open while I'm somewhere else outside of the house. I see the notification on my phone and I check back with whoever's home saying, hey, do you know the refrigerator door was left open? Now, useful features, like the other ones weren't. So there's manage food. I don't use this, but just for an example, let's say you want to add cheese. You could choose cheddar cheese, location of the food, refrigerator, and you could basically manage its shelf life and put when it's supposed to expire. You add the food. I suppose you'll get a notification once you should throw it out. I mean, I don't see who has the time to use this. I don't have the time to sit there logging all my food and the expiration date. I suppose if you do, this is a nice feature, but I am not going to use this one, I'm telling you right now. Obviously, the filter management is great. It'll tell you when you need to replace the fresh air filter and the water filter. That's very useful. Energy monitoring, again, that's pretty useful. Tells you how much you've left the door open. Wow. You know, the water ice usage. There's the user manual right there. And of course, if you do use other apps like Google Home, you can look up your devices. We'll go to the kitchen, and here's the refrigerator right there. Now, of course, there's not much you can do from Google, but it's nice to have anyway. And that about does it for the app. So that's it. I wanted to make this pretty short and sweet. The final verdict for me is I love this refrigerator, and if I had to, I would buy the exact same one again. And to recap, the main thing is that it's a reliable refrigerator. It keeps the temperature perfectly as far as I can tell. It has really cool features like the instant view, and my favorite is this door that you can open right from the front for easy access. I love having the filtered water dispenser and ice maker on the door, as well as a separate ice maker in the freezer. And although I don't use all the smart features, I love that it can actually tell my phone if the refrigerator door has been left open. And if you were wondering, magnets do stick to it, in case you want to hang up your kids', I don't know, report cards or something. And like I said, there's lots of different versions of this refrigerator. Some of them have door handles, others like this one do not. Some of them have an extra drawer in the middle that can be assigned as a freezer or as a refrigerator. It has custom control temperature. The drawers and shelving may look a little bit different, and special features such as craft ice. So like I said, if you're interested in one of these refrigerators, go check out a bunch of them at your local store. Maybe make a list of available features to the LG InstaView line and prioritize them. I'll include links in the description in case you want to check out these refrigerators online. And yeah, good luck with your purchase. So that's it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, maybe I missed something that I didn't address, feel free to leave that in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated. And for more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.